so many people. So this is the work of many. Alex brought his RoboCop outfit. And tortellini. Excellent. Okay, so Sarah, we are here gathered today to celebrate wonderful, fabulous, unique you. But what you may not know is that tonight is not actually the start of the celebration. We've actually been celebrating you for the last 50 days. In rhyme. So 50 days ago, you and I kind of share love. And Dave, it's not you. Don't get excited. It's actually poetry. So 50 days ago, Alice and I set out a little challenge to this crowd. How many people got the email? Woo! Yeah, and we asked them to celebrate with us by each writing a poem for you. And so the title of the email that went out was Slam Sarah for her big 5-0. And we asked everyone to submit their poems to us. We set out a few rules, not many. Actually, we basically said there weren't any rules. You could do whatever you wanted. The only two rules we really had was don't tell Sarah and get your poem in by June 9. Which didn't really turn out to be much of a rule because at least two of our finalists tonight broke that rule and submitted their poems late. So, but we did have a lot of people who stuck to the timeline. Our first responder was, take a guess. You. No, Noelle Weiss. Oh. Of course, right? So she came in first, and soon all the other women in Alameda were sitting in their poems, just roasting and toasting and boasting about how great you were. And those poems were funny and lovely and wonderful, but we were wondering, where are the men? And so we sent out another challenge, another little challenge. So there was another little email that went out, this one a little bit more direct. Yeah, and we know that in Alameda, trash talk gets stuff done, and yes, indeed, the men came through. So after that poem, the rhymes from the men started rolling in, and the floodgates were open, and they were the men. They were not shy. They were not shy. So we were stunned by the volume. So seriously, limericks, raps, haikus, long sonnets. We had sweet poems and sassy poems, funny poems, lots of poems that probably can't be shared with children.
Well, my mother's here too.
Yeah, or your mother, yes. But the poems did have some key themes. I think Brock Grunt said it best, summarized it best when he said, boobs, butts, wigs, and cheer. Those seem to be the Sarah qualities we held most dear. But there were also some serious notes, some books and politics, and friends held close. And by the June 9 deadline, or just a little thereafter, almost 50 poems were sent in, filled with memories and laughter. So now, before we head into our finalists, who are going to slam for the crown tonight, I want to give you a few of the highlights. So our first category, Oscar style, is the short poem category, short form poems. And third place in the short poem category goes to Paco Aberwan, who sent in what we call an acrostic poem. Does anyone know what an acrostic poem is? An acrostic poem is a poem where the first letter of each line spells someone's name. You know, yes, and he spelled your name. So Paco gets the magnetic letters as his There you go. Second place in our short form poetry goes to Alex Bernstein. Alex sent in a lovely haiku, really, seriously quite impressive. Last line was swimsuit optional, just to kind of give you a sense. But it was also deep and wonderful, and for his award he gets the Simple and Sensitive Blistex. It was a simple and sensitive poem. So first place in the short poem category goes to Todd Palmer with his limerick that had the classic line about Sarah, "Been here so long, ain't no pool she hasn't peed in." And he goes home with some swim diapers for his...
Do I get to speak in the microphone?
Our next awards go to our best plagiarist, and that actually was a tie between Dave Scaff and Joe DeFranco. So one of you can have the Something Borrowed book classic by Emily Griffin, which actually came out of my library. So I'll give you that one.
Return.
And Joe, you get the recycled pencil case. Where is it? I'll take it later. Okay. Our next award goes to the best poem requiring wife approval. Yeah. Now, I was looking for a ball and chain to give this award winner. I couldn't find one, so instead I got him what I could find, which was a T-ball and chain. Kyle Connors, where are you? This one's for you. I'll let your wife accept for you since you're on your crutches. Oh, no, there we go.
No, you go.
Wow. You're welcome. Our next award goes to the person who sent in the most completely inappropriate rap. And we all know who that is. Who is that? Dan Foltz. Oh my God. Yes. And actually, where's Sarah Foltz? Sarah, you're accepting Dan's award tonight because I actually got you two things. First, you're going to take home some tarnish remover because yes, and also a magic eraser to clean him up a little bit. Dan will be performing later tonight. The next award goes to the best poem about Sarah as a Catholic schoolgirl. This comes from her friend Jan. Where's Jan? Jan Mine. Where's Jan? Is she here? Come on up, Jan. You win a lovely Blessed Are We classroom activities for the Catholic kindergartner. Our next award is the only poem that came in as a song. So that's Gail Keating. And she gets a collection of glee tunes, but only if she sings a couple lines from her song, which was Sound of Music, My Favorite Things. Do you have a couple? Do you remember any of the lines? We're going to give her a little time. She's going to come back.
Okay. Okay, I'll have to think about it.
She'll perform later tonight with Dan, I guess, but hers will be a lot nicer. Okay, the next award is not for a poem at all, actually. We're calling it the Loose Lips Award. This is for the one who broke our other rule, which was don't tell Sarah. Where's Janae? Janae Garamendi. Come on up here. You go home with some Prestone Super Sealer for large leaks. Large leaks. Thank you. Otherwise... So the next award actually goes to one of my favorite entries, which is the Best Butt Dial Poem, which was sent in to me by Jennifer Roloff. Yay! It went something like this. Yeah. So we're getting you a new phone, Jen. But actually, Jen actually sent in a real poem that was really good. She actually had, it features such diverse material as a Disney princess reference, a reference to picking up wasted friends from the floor, borrowing milk, and having a cocktail nighty-nighty. So there we go. It was a winner. Okay, and our last award goes to the poem with the best gastrointestinal reference. Yeah, bring him up. It's Manu. Yes, it is. Manu. A giant-sized version of Super Colon Cleanse is yours tonight. There you go. Yeah. You'll be reading your poem later tonight, too. It is not appropriate for the crowd with parents. And then I have 5 ladies who I wanted to just recognize for their best lines worked into a poem. So Liz Kane, Beth Carlsrud, Sabrina, Amy Pernick, and Karen Lee. Can you guys all come up here? So you each get a little... You have to put them on your cup. You get a medal. Best lines. So Liz Kane managed to rhyme something with naked hot tubbing. Beth Carlsrud's best line was wig and a thong. Sabrina not only referenced DJ Willie, but she had one of my favorite lines, which was, Sara keeps it together like rice on glue, which I loved. Rice on glue. That was awesome. Amy Pernick mentioned that the great line, Pimp Chevrolet, which she's talking about your movie career. And then Karen Lee had so many good lines, but my favorite was she was talking about how your dog ran away one time, and she said the line was, dog after dog, year after year, Sara could not keep a pet quite near. So that's it for the highlights. Now we're going to get on to the real event, which is the people are going to slam. So here's our finalists. Put your hands together for our very first contestant in the Sara Slam Off. It's Laura Palmer. Laura's going to kick us off with some Franklin Pool memories.
I feel very nervous. Okay. This is a true story. For you, Sara.
You know what? I just need a moment.
Yes! You know what, Sara, we'd like you up here on stage. Sara.
Right here while they...
Because it's more fun to... Yeah. Everybody wants to see your face. Yeah.
Roll chair. Oh, here. I'm just going to get you a chair.
I don't know where to go. I need to go.
Right there. That's good.
Right here.